We're in Joshua chapter 17 and 18. No maps or anything today because we've shown that stuff and it's all cities. Again, Joshua continues to divide up the land. Um, so let's read about that in Joshua chapter 17 in the Good News translation. Part of the land west of the Jordan was assigned to some of the families descended from Joseph's older son, Manasseh. Machir, the father of Gilead, was Manasseh's oldest son and a military hero. So Gilead and Bashan, east of the Jordan, were assigned to him. Land west of the Jordan was assigned to the rest of the families of Manasseh: Abiezer, Helik, Esriel, Shechem, Hefer, and Shemida. These were male descendants of Manasseh, son of Joseph, and they were heads of families. Zelophehad, son of Hefer, son of Gilead, son of Machir, son of Manasseh, did not have any sons, but only daughters. Their names was Mahlah, Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tirzah. They went to Eleazar the priest and to Joshua son of Nun and to the leaders and said, "The Lord commanded Moses to give us, as well as our male relatives, a part of the land to possess." So as the Lord had commanded, they were given land along with their male relatives. This is why Manasseh received 10 shares in addition to Gilead and Bashan on the east side of the Jordan, since his female descendants as well as his male descendants were assigned land. The land of Gilead was assigned to the rest of the descendants of Manasseh. The territory of Manasseh reached from Asher to Michmath, east of Shechem. The border then went south to include the people of Tappuah. The land around Tappuah belonged to Manasseh, but the town of Tappuah on the border belonged to the descendants of Ephraim. The border then went down to the stream Cana. The cities south of the stream belonged to Ephraim, even though they were in the territory of Manasseh. The border of Manasseh proceeded along the north side of the stream and ended at the Mediterranean Sea. Ephraim was to the south and Manasseh was to the north, with the Mediterranean Sea as their western border. Asher was to the northwest and Issachar to the northeast. Within the territories of Issachar and Asher, Manasseh possessed Beth Shan and Ibleam, along with their surrounding towns, as well as Dor, the one on the coast, Endor, Taanach, Megiddo, and their surrounding towns. The people of Manasseh, however, were not able to drive out the people living in those cities, so the Canaanites continued to live there. Even when the Israelites became stronger, they did not drive out the Canaanites, but they did force them to work for them. The descendants of Joseph said to Joshua, "Why have you given us only one part of the land to possess as our own? There are many, many of us, because the Lord has blessed us." And Joshua answered, "If there are so many of you, and the hill country of Ephraim is too small for you, then go into the forest and clear ground for yourselves in the land of the Perizzites and the Rephaim." They replied, "The hill country is not big enough for us, but the Canaanites in the plains have iron chariots, both those who live in Bethshan and its surrounding towns, and those who live in Jezreel Valley." Joshua said to the tribes of Ephraim and West Manasseh, "There are indeed many of you, and you are very powerful. You shall have more than one share. The hill country will be yours. Even though it is a forest, you will clear it and take possession of it from one end to the other. As for the Canaanites, you will drive them out, even though they do have iron chariots and are a strong people." After they had conquered the land, the entire community of Israel assembled at Shiloh and set up a tent of the Lord's presence. There were still 7 tribes of people of Israel who had not been assigned their share of land. So Joshua said to the people of Israel, "How long are you going to wait before you go in and take the land that the Lord, the God of your ancestors, has given you? Let me have 3 men from each tribe, and I will send them out over the whole country to map out the territory that they would like to have as their possession. Then they are to come back to me. The land will be divided among them in 7 parts. Judah will stay in its territory in the south, and Joseph in its territory in the north. Write down a description of these 7 divisions and bring it to me. Then I will draw lots to consult the Lord our God for you. The Levites, however, will not receive a share of the land with the rest of you, because their share is to serve as the Lord's priests." And of course, the tribes of Gad, Reuben, and East Manasseh have already received their land east of the Jordan, which Moses, the Lord's servant, gave to them. The men went on their way to map out the land after Joshua had given them these instructions. "Go over all the land and map it out and come back to me. And then here in Shiloh I will consult the Lord for you by drawing lots." So the men went over the land and set down in writing how they divided it into 7 parts, making a list of towns. Then they went back to Joshua at the camp of Shiloh, and Joshua drew lots to consult the Lord for them, and assigned each of the remaining tribes of Israel a certain part of the land. The territory belonging to the families of the tribe of Benjamin was the first to be assigned. Their land was lay between the tribes of Judah and Joseph. On the north, their border began at the Jordan and then went up the slope north of Jericho and westward through the hill country as far as the desert of Bethaven. The border then went to the slope on the south side of Luz, also called Bethel, then down to Atoroth Adar on the mountain south of lower Beth Horon. The border then went in another direction, turning south from the western side of this mountain and going to Kiriath Baal or Kiriath Jearim, which belongs to the tribe of Judah. This was the western border. The southern border started on the edge of Kiriath Jearim and went to the springs of Nephtoah. It then went down to the foot of the mountain on that overlooks Hinnom Valley at the north end of Raphim Valley. It then went south through Hinnom Valley, south of the Jebusite Ridge, toward Enrogel. It then turned north to Ekmenish, and then on the Gileath, opposite Amuman Pass. The border then went down to the stone of Bohan. Bohan was the son of Reuben and passed north of the ridge overlooking the Jordan River Valley. It then went down into the valley, passing north of the ridge of Beth Hogla, and ended on the north inlet of the Dead Sea, where the Jordan River empties into it. This was the southern border. The Jordan was the eastern border. These are the borders of the land which the families of the tribe of Benjamin received as their possession. The cities belonging to the families of the tribe of Benjamin were Jericho, Beth Hogla, Emek, Keziz, Beth Araba, Zeramim, Bethel, Evim, Para, Ophrah, Shepharomanai, Ophni, and Gila, 12 cities along with the towns around them. They were also Gibeon, Ramah, Beroth, Mizpah, Cherith, Moza, Rakim, Apil, Terela, Zelah, Halom, Jebus, or Jerusalem, Gibeah, and Kiriath Jearim, 14 cities along with the towns around them. This is the land that the families of the tribe of Benjamin received as their possession. So there we see how things are shaken out. Joshua's got a plan, and he's going to install it. Have a great day.